Hello, Lipakshi, and to our audience member, Lipakshi is a news anchor, a life coach, public speaking coach. She's an inner child healer, Hoponopo healer. She's also an author, content writer, a voiceover artist, entrepreneur, and also a lifelong learner. So let's welcome Lipakshi and let's cherish her learnings that she's going to share with us today. Thank you,
Thank you.
Lipakshi, for coming.
Thank you so much, Namrata, for those kind words. I am delighted to be here and, in fact, share whatever I can today with you.
And when I saw your profile on Insta and when I got to know that you are news anchor and you are also into coaching, it was a unique combination that got me excited to connect with you and invite you as my guest today.
Okay.
So, Lipakshi, today's topic, which is like close to my heart and many people would resonate, which is like speaking in front of camera. Today, we are speaking a lot in front of camera than we're talking face to face.
Yeah.
And since your professional background also has trained you in this, so I'm excited to know a lot of things from you today.
I'll just try and answer whatever you want to know to
Okay.
my best.
The first thing, actually, it is usually said that the first war is fought with yourself. Like how you prepare yourself, how you present yourself is going to be your first war. So before starting a recording of video or going live, how do we prepare ourselves mentally? So we bring our best version in front of camera.
See, Namrata, I feel that preparing yourself mentally before recording is very, very crucial for kind of delivering your best performance. Because otherwise you'll not be able to manage your stress, your anxiety. So I think the first of all, what I do normally is, and I think what most of the people do is relaxing yourself, taking deep breaths, before you start recording live, or if you are on camera, like what I do, anchoring. You take deep breaths and you slow down your heart rate, relax your body. Maybe you could just close your eyes and visualize some success in front of you. So, you're doing it and it's all coming out well. Maybe you could just, take 2 minutes to yourself. And, normally I also do it when I'm just about to go on air. I'll just close my eyes and visualize, okay, that all is well, all is fine, and I'm doing fine. In fact, even after 2 decades of news anchoring, Namrata, I would say the moment you go on air, your heart definitely skips a beat. Thump. You're there, you can manage it well, but then it's still, so I normally visualize and kind of meditate for just a minute, maybe, or and whenever there's a break in between, also I like to close my eyes and settle myself down. Or you could just give yourself some positive affirmations saying that, everything's going to well, I am prepared well, I'm capable to do it. Or you could also do some warm-up exercises like, trying to move your jaw, trying to move your tongue, so that whenever you're saying your words, they come out more comfortably. They don't, because in the morning, normally what happens is that all your muscles or the facial muscles or in fact, all your muscles in the entire body are very stiff.
Hmm.
Even if you go for a daytime anchoring, or if you are doing some video making, whatever you're doing, normally because of the tensions, your muscles try to kind of tense up. So it's always nice to just relax them and ensure that your voice is clear. Maybe have some hot water. And it's very important to focus on the present moment, because if your thoughts are wandering here and there, and especially doing a live, I think it cannot work at all. So you have to be focused. And you could also visualize that your audience, whosoever you are speaking to, maybe you're speaking to live audience, or you're speaking to an audience who is in a studio you are, and you know that the world is going to watch you, or you have people in front of you, or you online, like what we're doing right now. So I think you should always watch your audience or visualize your audience to be very supportive. you should visualize them to be kind of, happy with you. And I think that really helps.
Hmm. Yes. Okay. And now, while we speak in front of camera, we are talking to an inanimate object. So in that case, how do we show that the authentic self that we are, the care, concern that we want to show to our audience, or the emotions that we want to pass? What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's very, very important to maintain that authenticity. It's very, very important to have eye contact
Hmm.
with the lens. So if you have that eye contact, your audience is directly going to understand that you're speaking to them. They're going to get that sense of connection, and rather than just imagining a blank thing, you should always imagine that your audience has that eye on you. And also, I feel that you should speak very naturally, because trying to make it up, trying to making it very robotic will not work. So I think you should work very naturally. You should have in your conversation, you should have normal language conversation, not trying to make big sentences or big words. It's more natural, and it's more easy to kind of get to your audience in a more easy way. So I think that's where we can work out. Also, I think authenticity comes from showing your emotion, because when you show your emotion, uh, then audience connects with you. So emotion is one thing I think which really works. If you're kind of excited, you should show that excitement. If you're sad, you should show that excitement. Whatever the news is, or whatever, if you're doing live audience, or if you're doing a live show, you're anchoring a live show. And these days, of course, Namrata, we are so much inclined to online stuff that I think it's very important there also that we kind of connect with the audience by emotions, because this is only which is connecting us since COVID times. If you see, the human is only surviving on emotions. So
That's
that is also one thing. And also, I think if especially in a place like this, we could have an interaction. An interactive session is always welcome, because otherwise it'll become very monotonous if if one person is speaking and the other person or the people who are listening to you are just listening, so they would kind of feel bored. So I think it's very important to be interactive and encourage the other people also to speak. And also, I think very important to be very honest, very transparent in whatever you're doing. So that is also, I feel, as important in establishing authenticity. And you could also listen when you are interacting. You can, lend them a ear, because everybody, and especially in today's world, I feel that there are very few good listeners. So if you lend a good ear, I'm sure people will connect with you. Yeah.
agreed, agreed. In fact, when I've acted like a good listener, I found that people are more comfortable sharing, and that makes me connect with them. So even though I have not spoken, but I feel there's great connection that is being built.
I'm sure, Namrata, because you're also a coach, and I think a coach has to be a good listener. Otherwise, we'll not be able to solve whatever we are supposed to do. I mean, we are supposed to help the world. We are supposed to change the mindset of people, help them, get back to their normal lives, and that we can only do when we kind of listen to them. Yeah.
Agree. While we are creating reels, like content for reels or for YouTube, what would you recommend? Should we build a proper script for the content, or we outline the content? What would make it more natural as a content creator?
Uh, for that, I think, Namrata, we should definitely have an outline or pointers where we can follow the pointers. Otherwise, I think everything would go haywire, because then we will be traveling from one point to the 10th, and then from the 10th to the 5th. So it will get very confusing. So I think having an outline is very, very important to maintain then consistency in your content, because consistenting when you have that consistency, then giving that message to the audience is very becomes very, very easy. And Also, I think outlining the content helps you in time management, because if you know that, these are the points you want to cover, this is the time you have, and you want to cover it in this time. So that reduces your stress, because otherwise if you're going right into the blind thing, then it gives you jitters. But if you have everything kind of marked, I feel everything, all that reduces stress. So that is also very, very important. And you can also have a PPT or something like that, which looks very professional, looks very well scripted. It also gives your audience good points to kind of relate to write to. So that is also very, very important, I think. And also, I think it will give you accessibility with the audience.
And how should the content be designed so audience stays hooked for maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute? Because even for me, I just keep on scrolling, but then there's this one video which I want to see full. Then again scrolling, and then again one video. So what is the good thing that these people are doing, which is keeping me hooked to their content?
I think just having the right thing at the right time hooks you to a particular video, and whatever you were looking for. If you come across audience who are wanting you, they'll definitely get hooked. But I think one thing which kind of attracts me as a person, when you get hooked, when I get hooked to a video, I think when it has a proper introduction, it actually tells right in the beginning that what we are going to talk about, and then it is giving the content very systematically, like we just spoke. It gives you content, you're not just going haywire, you don't know what you're talking about. So that becomes very confusing for you as well as for the audience. So that ways I feel it's very important to have the main content first, have the introduction and then the main content. And maybe you could, any video which shows you a little bit of visuals, or like a PPT, or shows you, if you're talking about mind, so showing the brain. So that also kind of visual aids help in hooking the audience, I think. And also, if you have audience engagement in it, that also, I think, hooks the audience. And maybe you could just ask them to take action or do things. So that also kind of, I feel, hooks them. So in overall, I feel a good clarity in a video will definitely engage the audience. If you're kind of concluding it properly, and the editing is proper, the lighting is proper, everything is proper, I think there is no way that the audience is not going to be hooked with your reel.
And how about visuals? So, how do you present with your hands, with your facial expression? And what role all this expression plays in your video?
Okay.
Do you want me to restate it?
No, it's okay. I'll non-verbal communication is what you're talking about right now, is it? Right? So, in a non-verbal communication, I feel that a body language, apart from whatever I'm saying, my body language or your body language, or whosoever is kind of giving you the video or anchoring, anytime, whatever you're doing, body languages, I feel, is the most important part. Your posture, the way you're sitting, or you're slouching, or you're sitting upright, all these things kind of hook the audience also, and speak volumes about you. How you carrying yourself, how you are modulating your voice, how you're what is your vocabulary you're using. I'm sure you know that words have so much power. So how are you kind of giving it to the audience? That's very important. Your facial expressions are very important. Your eye contact is important. Your smile is important. Your emotions are very important. And then, as I said, the tonality of your voice, where is it going, the volume, the pace, and your emotions also. Because if you kind of delivering something which is very unpleasant in a very smiling face, it's not going to be taken. The people are going to say you're just too much, you're not needed actually. So, and where to take your pauses, how to go about them, then your grooming also, your appearance, everything counts, because how you are you dressed appropriately? Like we were talking about that, since the time you come into media, you now take care that you groom yourself and come on camera. So everything matters, your background matters, everything matters. And of course, your confidence, which you carry, which you have to wear every day, that is the most important thing, apart from everything else.
It's very interesting. And how about lighting? So yes, appearing in front of camera, I think a lot of credit goes to how the lighting is there, whether it's sunlight or in-house lighting setup. What are your thoughts?
Yes, it is very, very important, because lighting actually can mar your video or make your video. If you're making a video, even in a live thing, if you're if you're on a stage and the lighting is not nice, no matter what you do, you're just not going to be seen. So the visibility and the clarity and good lighting is very, very important, because that would come with only good lighting. All the visibility and clarity. Otherwise, your gestures, your facial expressions, your body language, nothing is going to be seen. So everything's going to be a waste. And also, I feel a proper lighting will only show a good professional. Otherwise, if you don't have good appearance, if you don't have polished appearance, nothing would show. If the lighting is not there. So if the lighting is not there, any your appearance, your credibility, nothing would show. So all would go in vain. In fact, even the lighting and mainly the lighting sets up the mood. If the lighting is bright and nice, it will set up the atmosphere. If it is not, then I feel everything again will just go back. And good lighting also complements to whatever you're doing. So it'll give you focus, it'll give you attention, and some aesthetics. And of course, will reflect on your technical background, will all reflect on the way you're working. So right lighting is basically, for a media professional, is very, very important. Gives you visibility, it shows your professionalism, it sets your mood, it gives you consistency, and makes your branding. So I think it is very, very important.
Nicely summarized in one statement. When we started our discussion, we said even after 20 years, today, when you go live, still there's this skip of bit.
Yeah.
Over a period of time, how have you managed? So first, like initially, it would have been much louder, right? Like people could have sensed from your facial expression.
Louder earlier. They settle down with time.
Yes.
Yes. So for anybody who's a little shy on camera, or feels afraid coming to the camera, or feels that thump and can hear their heart when pounding when you are about to come on camera, I think camera is very, very friendly. You just have to make friends with it. So it just requires a little preparation. And if you're prepared, and you know that you're looking good, and you know that the content, you've rehearsed your stuff, and you've kind of know the content very well, I think you'll appear that confident. And no matter that one initial thump would come, but then ultimately you'll settle down. So and also, like we spoke in the beginning, that relaxation techniques really work well with all this. Deep breathing exercises, meditation, visualization, affirmations, all these work beautifully, because then you know what you're going into, and kind of visualize everything nicely and go boom. So, and also if you're clear about what message you are going to give, so that also kind of just settles you down initially. Also, to start with, I think a beginner could start little small, doing little things, so that you initially get low pressure, and kind of, you don't have that much of pressure on you, and you accomplish one thing, you feel accomplished, and then you move on. So that's what I think everybody should do. Start small and then move on. Maybe you could just start, singing along, or just speaking inside your home, so that that you're speaking well. maybe practice in front of the mirror. That really works. Mirror talk works like magic, because if you are working in, if you kind of saying whatever you want to say in front of the audience, firstly rehearsing it in front of the mirror, I think you are done and you rock it. So that is very, very important. Also, breathing techniques kind of just help you. And above all, I feel, Namrata, that we should all embrace imperfection, because we're not perfectionists. We all will make mistakes. We'll all learn from our mistakes. In fact, taking action is very important. So, not taking action will definitely, just put you down. But if you take action and you make a small mistake, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. We all learn from our mistakes and we're going to learn. So embrace your imperfections, but just go ahead. And wherever you need help, you could also take help from professionals. You could take help from whosoever is willing to help you out, whosoever is unconditionally supporting you, friends, family, or professionals, whatever. So all these things would help.
And how do we make it a very natural conversational style talking while we are recording our videos? Because initially you tend to get so conscious that when you see your own video, you think, no, this is not me. But I am different when I'm not recording those videos. So what is this room, or what is this gap that when you're on looking at yourself on video, you'll feel you're very conscious, but you want to make it very natural conversational style?
See, I think to make it very naturally conversational, as I said, that we should know our content, and you should know your audience. That's very, very important. So if you know your audience, who you're speaking to, you're speaking to children, you're speaking to adults, you're speaking to people who are not well, you're speaking to mentally ill people, whoever you're speaking to, you should kind of modulate yourself accordingly, and that will make it very comfortable for you and for your audience, I feel. And as I said, that we should use everyday language. We should not make it too hi-fi, so that people feel ki kahan se aayi hai, it should be very natural, everyday language, so people connect with you. Otherwise wo kahenge yaar dictionary uthaye, something like that should not normally happen. Unless and until you are in a group of really elites where very hi-fi English or very hi-fi language would work. And just be yourself. Maybe we could just, for connection, we could also tell stories, just incorporate storytelling into whatever you kind of trying to convey. And normally, if you take your own examples, people relate with you. The conversation becomes very natural. Of course, maintaining eye contact, pausing, reflecting, asking questions, making it interactive, as we said, listening, responding, and above all, I feel that the most important thing is practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the more you become perfect, and the more the whole process becomes very, very natural, and you can, I think, just convey everything very, very naturally. So that stress doesn't come.
The key word is practice. Like, keep doing it.
Keyword is practice. The more you do it, the more beautiful you become for whatever you're doing.
One last thing that I would like to know from you is how to stay consistent with content. What, like for you, what would be the driver, your motivation, where you are able to create some content for yourself on a regular basis?
See, I need to do it more. But yeah, I think we should all set our goals, and because otherwise it won't happen. We keep on procrastinating. We keep on having something or the other coming every day, in our lives. We say, "Nahi, yaar, aaj nahi, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it day after. Aaj guest aa gaye, aaj I got busy, aaj we got tired, something or the other." So I think we need to set clear goals that, these 5 things maybe have to be done tomorrow. And you set it a day before and just do them, because otherwise they're never going to be done. Maybe have a calendar so that that tick tick tick, has to be done. That's what writing it a day before really helps. We can kind of probably just break it down, because then you this thing I will do today. It's this, maybe the editing I can do tomorrow, the music I can do in the evening, something like that. You can just break it down so that the entire process doesn't become too heavy on you. And I think if you establish a routine onto everything, it really works, because then ki, this has to be done every day. Maybe have a set pattern of time for everything. So this time is totally devoted to my video making or my content or my reading, whatever you want to do. So ki, it's time I have to do this. So that also helps. And of course, organization, your management skills, and especially being accountable to your own self. You would also kind of set deadlines for yourself. So that would also help. And above all, I feel that we should just stay inspired and have that grit and determination. Ki, yes, has to be done.
Thank you so much, Lipakshi, for sharing your experience. And I feel it's not only in the words, but it has also come in your posture, in your gesture, which is the greater learning that I'm going to take away from today's session. And it comes so natural to you. It's definitely years of hard work that you've put into
I think
the
that's
way you present.
Just practice, and you just get into it, and it gets into your blood.
Okay. Nice talking to you, Lipakshi. I would really want to have like more conversation on different topics. Let's keep it for some other day.
I'll be looking forward, Namrata. I'll be looking. It was pleasure. In fact, all your questions were so thought-provoking. It really made me reflect also quite a bit. And I'm actually so thankful to you for having me over and discussing all this. I think it will help a lot of people, including me.
Definitely. Sometimes it is a new learning. Sometimes it is recalling a learning which we thought before, like we knew. But then
So the question you gave me kind of made me think and reflect and, just have my thoughts to deliver with you. So yeah, it was definitely a very, very thought-provoking session. And I'm really thankful to you for that.
My pleasure. See you soon. Thank you.
See you soon, Amrita. Thank you. Bye-bye.